Hey, 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 Fit Mama. Jen Oliver here, your host of the FitMama podcast. This is the work in to your workout. Hey, 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 Fit Mama. I'm so excited you're here today with me while I interview Dr. Marisol, Queen of the Thrones. Dr. Marisol is a naturopathic doctor, and she's quite a hoot. If you ever hang out with her, meet her in person, or watch her videos, she's hilarious. We filmed a whole bunch of videos for you that are up on our YouTube channel at Love Fit Mama. And her and I connected many years ago because I love what she does in the area of gut health, and she helps people with their colon health. She helps people with their bowels. She helps people with energy and depletion of adrenals. And she does all the beautiful naturopathic things. And she's had her own health journey. She became a naturopathic doctor because she wasn't finding answers for the very things that I believe to be a human right, like having healthy bowel movements every day, not being stuck in the house because you're bloated or you are worried you're going to poop at the last minute. Literally, she became Queen of the Thrones, and all her stuff that she talks about is so real to me. And I know it's real to so many of you, Fit Mama. So talk to me about how this goes for you. I can't wait to introduce you to her. I know you're going to love our convo and all the info she gives. There are so many benefits to castor oil and the castor oil packs that she created. It's beyond. And that's why I'm so into it. I've been using them every day for over almost 3 months now. And they absolutely have changed the way my whole body feels. And it's just really compelling, all the evidence that she's created. It's an ancient practice. So it's super cool that she brought it in an easy, simple way to Fit Mamas of this day and age. So check it out. Let me know how you go. Forward this one on to someone else, especially someone who's been complaining about IBS and complaining about hormone issues, complaining about their health in any way, their energy. All of it is helped by Castor Oil Packs. And Dr. Marisol will explain all of it after she's been in practice for over a decade. So tune in now and let me know what you think. Oh my gosh, I'm here today. Thank you. I'm here today with Dr. Marisol, Queen of the Thrones. Hey, girl.
Woohoo! I'm so excited to be here, Jen. You know
Fit Mama, how are you?
I'm doing great. Just phenomenal.
Awesome.
As always.
I know, as always. You're such a pleasure and like a breath of fresh air to chat with. I mean, most hilarious chats, and we're like giggling on the floor like schoolgirls. So it's fun. And you know what? The topics that we talk about, poop, indigestion, all the things, detox, and so funny. And we have good laughs. And I just love that about you. So I wanted to bring you to the Fit Mamas to just lay down the goods. I mean, you're a doctor. You've been working in the area of poop, as I introed, and all the things. So let's just dive right in. Tell us, like, what's the deal? Castor oil, poop, what are you about?
Yeah, so, what I realized earlier on in my life was that poop was a problem for me. And, I'm nothing original or very different from everybody else because guess what? Everyone else has the same kind of problems too, right? Pooping is like one of the biggest problems that exists out there, whether we're constipated, we've got diarrhea, or for many, it's not even that. They might just feel super bloated after a meal, like their meal just sits there and they feel or are asked if they're pregnant, and they're not pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. So it's all these problems in digestion were really getting to me. And I finally, decided when I was younger that I had, I was taking all the right supplements. I was doing all the right things. I was, exercising, eating a healthy diet, but I didn't understand why I was still having indigestion, bloating, bad gas, like constipated or going too much. So what I started doing was I was inspired by my mom earlier on, who was also chronically constipated. And she used to always look at her stools. Like, it was just like something, she always brought us into the bathroom and it was always like potty training time, no matter how old we were. And I was really the only person who was doing that outside in my group of friends, right? It was just me and my mom. My mom would always be like, come and see what I did in the bathroom. And God bless her soul, what a wonderful woman.
Love
and what ended up, it inspired though a lot of inquisition for me, right? Understanding that, if poo is a product that we produce in our body, and it actually is like the number one product that we produce. It's the most visible, the one we do most often. It's got so much information in every little package that, why are we as a society not looking and evaluating our stools more? On top of that, why aren't we doing something to improve our digestion? And outside of just the supplements, outside of just like exercising, outside of just eating the right kind of diet, like, isn't there something in our lifestyle practices, that could support it a lot better? And what are those practices? So I went on this entire journey, which actually took me back to become a naturopathic doctor.
Wow.
And honestly, truly, I have to be honest here, it was completely selfish because I was looking for a solution for myself. Like, I really was suffering. Like, I was becoming socially isolated because I was fearful of going out and about with friends because if I would go, I never knew if I would have an accident. I was carrying things like spare pairs of underwear. It was pretty bad.
That's
I went back to school.
way to live. That's really, really frustrating. Jeez.
Yeah. It definitely was frustrating. And, there's so many people out there now that I've opened up this can of worms or this Pandora's box and really started the conversation about, your poop and, the struggles that we're having with going to the bathroom. It's amazing the stories that we're hearing. Like, and it's, this is commonplace. I thought it was so abnormal, but it wasn't.
No. And you know what? Me and my friend, I remember I have a good friend of mine who we used to like stand in front of the mirror in university. This is when we lived together, like in our, student housing. And we'd go, oh my God, this is what I would look like 6 months pregnant. Oh no, this is what I would look like 7 months pregnant, because we were so bloated. We literally looked pregnant, and it was horrible. I remember actually, I don't know if I've told this story publicly before, but it was my basketball team in university. I had horrible gas in university. I thought I was allergic to dairy. I thought I was allergic to this, that, and the other. And I actually remember in practice, we would all be at one side of the gym, and then lo and behold, Jen would pass gas and blow a big one. Somehow I couldn't play the rest of the practice. And the coach would be like, oh, here we go, Bits. That was my nickname at the time, Bits. And we got to go to the other side of the court. And they'd move the whole team to the other side of the court. Talk about feeling like shit, literally.
Wow. Yeah, and isolated. And that was a big problem for me, was that what I realized was that not only was isolated from feeling like I could go out, but I was really disconnected from my body as well too, right? And I think that was really truly the biggest problem that I was looking to solve, because I'd spent a lot of years, very disconnected, and that's why bowel problems happen. Digestion isn't just about how we're digesting food, but it's actually more specifically about how we're digesting our lives,
Tell me about it. Good one. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's our deepest insides, and it's our that saying, you must go within or you go without.
Yeah.
It was what I was looking for, and I'd spent years. I'd had a situation happen when I was really younger, which really made me feel like isolated, strange, very different. I felt outside of the crowd all the time. I felt very different, and it wasn't a great way to grow up, but that was really the start of all my bowel symptoms. And I just carried on through my life because I wasn't dealing with my disconnection to both my body and to like what my body was producing. And so my mission now, really, truly, Jen, is to get people back to being connected to what their body, these beautiful little love letters that are in our poo, like what they're saying to us.
I love you. I love your love for it and your passion, and you just make me happy. Like knowing that your mission is to help women with like serious, this is a big deal. And I'm so glad that you're talking about this, and that it's just an awareness thing and nothing we have to be ashamed about if we are interested in, hey, looking at what's coming out of our body and going, hey, that's not serving me, or that doesn't feel good, or I never feel good. Every time I eat X, Y, or Z, or every time I eat period, I feel like crap. And that's common. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. And well, this is the thing, most of us are doing, like, we're trying to get better. Like, and this is what I want to say to everyone. You guys are all doing the right things. Everyone is doing the right things because we have a knowledge of what's good food, what's good exercise. We've got great guides like you, Jen. We do have this knowledge. But the thing is that we're actually missing something that's connecting us to our bodies better. And number one, the step to solving any problem is awareness. And so this is why I want people to become aware about what their poo is saying about them, because once they're aware, they can take steps. But number two is we have to work on getting reconnected. So going from this disconnected phase back into the period of being connected with our bodies, so that we can, listen to our signals, we can adapt, adjust as we go along, and we can get better. And we won't have to deal with this reflux, this bloating, it's so uncomfortable. I remember... I
just want to interrupt you for a sec before you go away from this, because is it disconnection you're referring to specifically? Is it kind of just being numb to the body and not wanting to feel it? I know when I'm bloated or feeling gassy or something, or I was anyways in the past so much, and it was I just didn't want to think about it, right? I just wanted to, what's the disconnection and how does that kind of come about?
Well, the thing is that they're actually considering it to be a medical condition at this point, and they're calling it disconnection syndrome, if you'd believe it.
Whoa. No. I don't know about this. Talk to me.
And it's actually an entire hormonal cascade that has to do with stress. Hello, FitMamas. We all have lots and lots of stress. Yeah. Right? That this stress, when we are under the influence of cortisol, the stress hormone, we're in a bit of a euphoric state because, our bodies we're trying to run away from a predator. We're trying to run away from the stress of the day. So that euphoric state doesn't allow us to connect to our bodies. And we lack the important hormones, things like oxytocin, nitric oxide, all these wonderful connection hormones. Oxytocin is that hormone for the fit mamas, if they don't know about it. It's that hormone that when they're breastfeeding their baby or they're hugging their husband or partner, or, that you're touching your children, oxytocin is released. And that hormone actually reduces your stress hormone.
The love hormone, yes. And it reduces the stress. I love what you said there. When we're under cortisol, it's under the influence of this stress chemical, which is the truth of the matter, we are euphoric. And I think this actually ties back in. And, while this might seem like a tangent, this is, for me, bringing it back to the fit mamas in a big way here, because that is tied right to our gut, right? We cannot be digesting when we're under those hormones of stress. We are euphoric. We are flying high. We're going to the next thing. We're helping everybody. We're being the mama, right? And then there comes this crash or this place where we just can't do it anymore. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Fit mamas are trying to be perfect in every single situation. And that pressure of perfection, it's brutal. And it keeps you running and keeps you in that cortisol state. And then you're lacking the ability to get relaxed. And if you're not relaxed, you just cannot digest. It's just physiologically impossible because all the circulation is in the outside extremities. It's in all the wrong places. You might feel kind of okay, but you're not feeling greatness, and that's when your body starts to, tell you. Your body, your symptoms are simply just signs that your body's saying, hey, look, this is not right. Clearly, you need to calm down, to sit down. You need to start doing things to take care of you. Mamas are the worst because mamas want to do everything for everybody else, right?
Well, they're the best, but I know exactly what you mean. Totally.
They are the best because of that reason. But the thing is that mamas need to turn it back onto themselves. Yeah. Because if they start taking care and addressing these situations, what's going to happen is that in the long run, they're going to be way more able, way more capable. Everything is going to flow better. Their kids also, we're all teaching our children our patterns. And so we all want our kids to be living in this frenzy for their lives and living their best life in this cortisol storm.
No, and that's what I talk a lot about this with fit mamas who, when they're talking about overwhelm, stress in their life, feeling like they have no time for them, feeling like they can't fit in their workouts, etc., it comes back to this rushing and the feeling like, which is self-made and created, we overschedule ourselves, right? We got to do all the things. And then we go on social media and everybody else is doing all the more things. And now we got to go next leveling and we're flipping out, right?
Yeah. And truly, in essence, is that digestive symptoms are just symptoms of the amount of stress that you have in your body. So if you're not, it's cool, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. If you're not pooping, well, you're super stressed. If you're pooping too much, you're super stressed. If you're bloated, you're super stressed. If you got acid reflux, it's the same thing. You're super stressed. And sometimes the stress might come from the food, but a lot of the time, Jen, it's emotional. It's And it's our non-practicing of calming and relaxation techniques, lifestyle practices that we have to implement in order to create a super strong foundation that is going to support our health. It's the only way to do it.
Amen. That is so true. And I think we look to, like you said, the supplements, and while those are great, or, you're a doctor, you're prescribing these things all the time. You've seen it, and you've worked with patients and clients for what? How long have you run your clinic now?
Been now 10 years, and I've been in the natural health industry for close to 17, 18 or so. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow. Yeah. So you've seen the culture that we all grew up in, which is quick fix, figure it out, lose this 30 pounds in 38 weeks or days or whatever. And it's just to reach some immediate gratification type of goal. And I think what I love about you since I first met you, and what you stand for and what you do, especially at Queen of the Thrones, which is really about self-awareness and tools and understanding and decoding and learning. And I love that empowerment, is that, it's the simple things that make the most difference.
Yeah. And then we place those simple things in our practice. And then from there, those exercise routines, flat belly, here I come. Those curl pull-ups, same thing, your pelvic floor improves. Your supplements, they all work better. So then in the long run, you spend less money. Your food, you're getting the maximization of all that great deliciousness from Whole Foods, like wherever, or Sprouts, or wherever you're purchasing your stuff from. This is the thing, is that when we set up these practices, and this is why now truly what I am teaching out there is about these practices, because the practices that I'm teaching are all ancient practices and tools that have been around forever, and they work, and that's why they're still alive. But we have, like you said, gotten into this, let's get a quick fix. But the quick fixes, they're failing a lot of us, and we're tired of it. So it's time now to start doing the practices that what I've done is I've taken these ancient practices that were messy, hard to do, too time consuming, and I made them really, really simple. Because if hey, I know a FitMama because I'm a FitMama too, we are busy, right? We're busy. We don't have time. So we only have time to add in little points during the day. And actually those serve really well as long as they're the right practices. So that's my goal is.
Yes. And it's really accessible. And that's what I really love about what you teach. We went through the videos, and those videos are coming out, and they're going to be on our YouTube and all that. So if you haven't checked out those videos, I'm going to link to them in the show notes of this too, because the videos you and I created around some of these very simple practices, it really brings it back to those day to day. And like you said, small increments throughout the day. We don't have time for 2 hours at the gym or whatever we did before we had kids, right? Who has seen that time again? Nobody. So when we can add, I go, for example, and I go outside and I jump on my little mini trampoline for a minute in between, an hour of work, or sitting for an hour, and just those little things through my day, I don't feel so stiff when I wake up in the morning. I feel energized through my day to keep going, and I don't feel like I need to take a nap 3 times a day, and on and on. And it's those little things that you've helped me with, my nighttime routine that I look forward to, and it gets me excited about taking care of myself. And that really excites me. So talk a little bit about now, what you've created with your Queen of the Thrones, Castor Oil Pack, and all the things we talk about, because these products, and I don't just talk about products randomly, and everybody here knows that about me, but this is now stuff I use every single day. And I have noticed incredible changes in terms of improvement, just in literally, I would say I can trace it back to my stress hormones that we just talked about. So let's get into it.
Awesome. And that was my situation. I got super sick in naturopathic school, and I was doing all the right supplements, eating all the right food, doing all the right exercises, seeing all the right people. But the thing was the stress. And this is where Castor Oil Packs became my ally. So Castor Oil Packs, for those people who don't know them, they were actually originated thousands of years BC, before Christ. So they've been around forever. In fact, Cleopatra was renowned for using castor oil. Mediterranean queens, Egyptian, Roman empresses would use castor oil for beautification practices. So this oil and this treatment is very, very ancient.
In our genes. Yeah, it's in our genes.
Yeah, it's in our genes, exactly. And it's an oil that is incredibly healing. They call it the palm of Christ oil. They even say that, it was referred to in the Bible as the oil that Jesus Christ anointed the sick with. So it's super, super powerful, like ancient oil, ancient practice. But these castor oil packs were so messy. And, I had been told to do castor oil packs for about 15 years before I actually got really sick and finally decided to do it. And I tell you, and I hope everyone out there is listening to this, please start doing them now, honestly. Because had I started to do them back 15 years ago, I probably would have shaved off, I'm going to say, like 5 years of my life, or added on 5 years of my life, right? And probably anti-aged a lot less.
Totally.
I look great for my age, but it would have been better if I would have started earlier, right? Like anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But
the best time was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
Exactly. So no regrets, but I'm just urging people to do these packs. And this is why I'm out there talking about them so strongly. Because, ultimately what these packs do is they stimulate certain hormonal processes in our body, and how many women do you hear say to you, oh my God, my hormones are off. My doctor told me my hormones are right?
Yeah.
Everyone. What it does when you do these castor oil packs, which is basically, we created a super easy to do organic cotton flannel. You basically pour castor oil on it and you place it on your abdomen, on your belly, underneath your right breast, and you wear it ideally before you go to bed and wear it in bed if you can. And this pack takes, 2 minutes to do before you go to bed. It's super, not even,
2
maybe
seconds.
less than a minute. Yeah. So fast, right?
So
you put it on and then you go to bed. And this pack, what it does is it stimulates the hormone oxytocin that we were talking about earlier on. And oxytocin is that incredible hormone that connects us, that is like love in a castor oil pack, basically. You get that feeling and sensation. Remember how beautiful it was to be able to breastfeed your children, or even when you hold your children, like it's such a joy, right? The castor oil pack does that for you because that oxytocin push basically reduces all of your stress hormone and gets you reconnected into your body. And when you do that, then you can now start to digest better. You can cleanse better. What I say the castor oil packs do is it helps you to better, helps you to cleanse better, helps you to stress less and sleep better, which are huge. Those are the 5 things that everyone has problems with. I don't know a woman out there who has all that under control, It's
an ongoing thing. As women, I think that's the nature of us. We're cyclical, right? Just like the moon and, our periods, we got cycles going. And I think when you add pregnancy and then stress and or postpartum and all the times, what most joke about and consider a hot mess, and the truth of it is that really we're just needing to have some self-attention on what's really going on, right?
Absolutely. And that's the biggest issue, right? Like and think about it like this. The other way to get oxytocin is to go get a massage.
Yes.
Can you do a massage every single day?
No.
I don't think so.
Wouldn't it be nice? I've been trying to train my husband and he's kind of not a quick learner in that area.
I know. And this is the thing, right? So it's like, a massage is fantastic. And think about how great you feel after a massage. But, if we're lucky, most of us can get to a massage once a month. For some that are extremely lucky, once a week. But, castor oil packs is like bringing massage home. It's like stimulating all those great hormones and all those good feelings that you get, anti-inflammation, cleansing your body better. But it goes even deeper. It actually physiologically helps with your digestion. So then you can reconnect more to your body. It helps fix up the bugs, the microbiome that are in your system, right? The good bacteria that helps you to digest your food very well. It just helps with everything that all the most important factors that we need, even antioxidant status for those women who have such bad digestion of fats. Castor oil is a combination of not only castor oil, but it also contains oleic acid, which is what's typically found in sunflower oil. Also contains oleic acid, which is typically found in olive oil. So all of these can be absorbed topically through the skin with the castor oil pack. And it's a way for you to get all those good essential fats that keep you young, keep you healthy, keep you vibrant, and keep you connected. That is the key.
Hey, FitMama. I want to interrupt this episode just for a quick reminder to check out the Love FitMama Way. If you haven't already checked out the book online, it's available on Amazon. The link is in the show notes. It is a very comprehensive book for you where I explain how the transition into motherhood is a window of opportunity to transform the core of your being as a human and a leader. I go into detail about what you can do physically to rehabilitate your deep inner core after pregnancy and childbirth. It doesn't matter how many years postpartum. I emphasize that being a fit mama all starts with love, and what goes into the embrace, nurture, and enjoy framework as I outline this journey for you. Because it's all about transforming from the inside out, focusing within, not without. Cultivating those healthy habits that stick, that are for you, is what this new generation of fit mamas like you really want. I lay out and I dive into the Fit Mama foundations along with all the relevant tools, new ideas, recommendations, scientific backup, and intriguing perspectives that will leave you feeling empowered Fit Mama and determined to connect deeper with your own core. Regardless if you're male or female, with or without kids of your own, you will find this book thought-provoking and practical in moving you toward true love and reverence towards your body and your life. I guarantee it, Fit Mama. Reach out. Please let me know how you like the book. It's only $4.69 on Kindle, and you have a Kindle app for free on your phone. If you don't, grab a Kindle. They're awesome. You can read it right on your computer though. And the paperback is only $24.95. I honestly know that it's worth it. It is over 10 years of research and pretty much 20 years of experience, plus my whole life. But it is a wealth of knowledge. And I know this makes a really, really great gift for any of those pregnant or new fit mamas out there. I guarantee you're going to feel a breath of fresh air from reading this book, and sharing it with your friends and family is giving love right to them. I talk all about healing your seal and doing the pearl pull-ups to bring yourself back into a place of equilibrium in your core, a nice connection, connecting with your deep inner core, how to rehab, what it all means, and it's super, super clear and simple. So check out the book, get it on Amazon. The link is in the show notes. And back to the episode. Have a great day, Fit Mama. Hey, we're going to interrupt this episode quickly to drop some love around your poop and the environment that you are in. We have Dr. Marisol, Queen of the Thrones, here live to talk about her Eau de Throne. Talk to us about the Eau de Throne, please.
Yeah, so I created it as an after you poop parfum for one very important reason, is that we absolutely need to look at what we are producing in the bathroom, and we need to smell it. Why? Because that gives us incredible jewels as to what's going on in our health on a moment-to-moment basis. Super cool.
So cool. I actually took it with me when I traveled recently, and I used it before I went into bathrooms. Have you ever done that?
Sometimes the bathrooms are very obnoxious.
I was traveling in a lot of airports and random places, and I was like, I spray it, and then I go in and I'm enjoying it because it's just essential oils, right? Unlike those bathroom sprays.
Exactly. This spray is meant to do three things. Number one, be a poop education tool. So encouraging you to poop, then peek, and then parfum. Number two, the essential oils, the all-natural, all-organic essential oils are in this glass bottle. We must always carry our essential oils in glass bottle. Actually help with calming your body down and helping with digestion. So that's super cool too.
Sure.
And after you go to the bathroom, you want to spray a disinfecting spray, and these essential oils in the formula are also disinfecting. So then that way you're keeping the bathroom clean and you're keeping a delicious smell that will prevent you from feeling shame when you leave the bathroom.
Also very nice. And You know what? I think having a few of these at home is handy. That's why I was able to take mine. I love them, and they smell so good.
So good, so good. And they're actually, the thing about them is I'm super environmentally and chemically sensitive, and I know a lot of people out there are.
Yeah.
And this, you won't have that. This is well tolerable by everyone because it's such great natural essential oils of lavender, rosemary, clove, and lemon. Super cool.
I love it. I know you share this information on your Instagram, and I'm actually going to post this one on mine, which is the Eau de Throne and how you exactly source all the ingredients. So it's pretty cool. I love what you do, Dr. Marisol. Thank you for being here and teaching us about this product.
Thanks so much, Jen.
We will link it up in the show notes for you, and go there, click, and grab your own. Thank you.
Right?
I love this. And you know what? I mean, every time I hear you, or I follow you on Instagram at Queen of the Thrones, and I love it because every day I'm learning and I'm loving my poop more and all the things. And I had a personal experience with this because I've been using the Castor Oil Packs for a couple months now. And, at first I was kind of like, what? You just wrap this around on top of your skin? Like, I'm used to the supplements or drink this, or even if this tastes gross, chug her down, girl, but I never realized just dab a little on here, put a little here. And while I'm doing it on my husband, I put his on at night, every night together we do it. And I hug him while I'm doing it. I tie it up around him. And it is so kind of just this fun little ritual. And to know that it has all these benefits and it's just wrap yourself up and go. I just love it. And I just say thank you, honestly, for making this, because when I was away, I actually have been using it for so long now that when I went away for I think it was about 5 days, because of the time zones, it was a bit iffy. It was kind of 4 to 5, 6 maybe days. And my bowels were off for sure. I did not bring my castor oil pack and my time and everything was off. But I did notice I just didn't feel as good going to sleep, waking up, having that. It's kind of like having that hug. And I know I'm taking care of myself every night while I sleep. I'm sleeping anyway, may as well up it with extra self-love, right?
Absolutely. And it's awesome. It's the first thing that I pack, right? Because I travel a lot. And so it's the very first thing that I pack, and I do it all the time because it keeps me centered and it keeps me grounded. For anyone who's a traveling woman, whether it's for work or for family or whatever the case may be, having that castor oil pack with you as an ally keeps you away from, the traveler's poop, which is not pooping typically, right? You get constipated, or even problems with going to the bathroom. So, it's such an amazing thing. And I love how you and your husband, wear your packs together. Me and my husband just recently, we kind of got a little frisky with doing castor oil packs. And, I got to share this with you because, you're such a good friend. But it's amazing, like when you have sex with your husband, one of the things that is stimulated again is oxytocin. So imagine getting frisky with your husband and already having higher levels of oxytocin. This just augments your sex, your lovemaking time. You're going to have better orgasms. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel more connected to your husband. It's awesome. Honestly,
I did not think of that. I literally am I've looked at him before and been okay, I really want him, but we have our castor oil packs on now. That's called shut her down, sisters. But I like where you're going with this.
It's so funny. We actually were doing our shutting down practice because we were we put our castor oil pack. I put my eye mask on. We're close to turning off the lights for the night. But we just got frisky, and then we're okay, let's go with it. And we did. And we're wow. We actually were this is a 12 out of 10.
Come
this wasn't a 10.
Come on. Literally. Yes, girl. Yes.
I'm encouraging women to do that because, bottom line is this. We are human beings. We all have needs. Love and connection is our ultimate need. And first and foremost, we have to connect with ourselves. So many of us, there's these movements out there right now, body positivity, body confidence. And all of those movements are because the root cause is that we're not connected to our bodies and we're not connected to our souls. So let's start doing these practices nightly. Castor oil pack. The other thing I really talk about is about the sleep mask, which we'll talk about shortly.
I love mine.
Yeah. It's these practices, they just reconnect us to our bodies. And then you know what? The end result is they allow us to be more connected to our world, more connected to our husbands, more connected to our kids. It's just an awesome side benefit that we get from doing these packs. And
my
then, not to mention
castor oil packs too. They love them. Yeah.
Better sex, better poops, better, we're going to cleanse better, which is awesome. Everyone wants to feel better in their bodies. We're going to just overall feel better with these practices. So this is why I want to encourage everyone to do it. And it's easy. Just do it at night before bed. You either wear it for an hour, but you and I highly recommend for you to wear it overnight because you'll get the most benefit out of it that way.
Yeah, it's so easy. But you got to watch your sheets and watch out for your clothes because the castor oil, if it gets if you don't wash it in time, which I have to say I didn't, and it got on my sheets, which I don't care. My sheets are comfy and they're cool anyways, but stains can be possible.
Yeah. So wear a t-shirt or just be aware of it. You know, like once you start getting into this practice, you kind of say, who cares about the sheets? Because you're just doing them anyways.
Totally.
And, you know, I always say, whatever, it's in the middle of your sheet, so no one can really tell that part. Anyway.
Like perfectly white made still.
Yeah. And then the thing with that is to not only do the Castor Oil Pack, but then to actually do the beauty sleep kit too, right? Because we're aging after we have kids. You know, they often say, you know, having a child, our children are like little parasites. They really do suck a lot of the life out of us mothers in a good way.
Of course.
Parasites we really want.
Yes, definitely. But there's a replenishment that needs to go down for sure.
Yes. So, you know, Castor Oil Packs, because they help with, you know, digestion, absorption, getting all that good nourishment into your body, helps there. But then, you know, also for our looks, you know, the most common complaint I get in my practice is my female patients all being like, you know, my yummy mummies, they're all like, oh, you know, I feel so haggard. I feel like I'm wrinkling. I'm just aging so quickly. So how do we get ahead of that? And this is a beauty sleep kit, because when you sleep better, you heal better, you digest better, everything, all these practices work together. And so doing our beauty sleep kit is basically where you apply castor oil actually around your eyes. You know, that helps to plump up the gentle area around the eyes. It helps to stimulate hair growth of the eyebrows, eyelashes. You know, you're doing just so much work. You can't use this if you're wearing those fake eyelashes, because it will get rid of the glue. Right. But this is a way that people can, you know, forget about spending money on all those fake eyelashes and, you know, microbleeding, is it? Or
microblading, yes.
Microblading, thank you for the eyebrows. Yeah. So this is a way that you can like naturally start to augment your eyebrows and your eyelashes and even the hair on your head, like is with castor oil. So this simple practice that you do with your castor oil pack, apply the castor oil around your eyes, on your eyebrows, and on your eyelashes, and then wear that sleep mask. Oh my gosh, you're going to have such a deep sleep.
I've been doing it every night since August, I think it was. And like legit, I'm loving it.
Major difference, right? Like sleep deep, like so incredible. And then, you know, plus there's more hormonal benefits there too. Is that these sleep masks, when you wear them, they naturally stimulate your melatonin. You know, so many of us are taking these supplements, melatonin supplements. Why not do it naturally? Why not do that every single night? You know, how about having one less supplement to take and then doing it through practices instead of supplements? Awesome. Just so awesome. Right?
I love that. Less to be digesting through the system, right?
Yeah, less to be digesting through the system. It's a more natural way to encourage your body to actually create the melatonin. You know, and as women age, we just happen to have less and less melatonin. And what that translates into is actually higher risk of things like breast cancer and hormonal-based cancers. So this is not only, you know, going to make you feel good in the here and the now. This is going to make you feel good in the moving forward in the future. Like my daughter's trained to use an eye mask and a castor oil pack to sleep at night. So she's great. Like, and she's even learned, you know, she just went off to college. I feel so sad. She just went off to college, you know, like 2 years ago. And this summer she came home and, you know, she had gone out drinking and, you know, she comes and talks to me and she goes, oh, I'm feeling so horrible. Like, you know, I didn't eat very well and we went out drinking. I just don't feel. I go, Lauren, put on your castor oil pack, you know, and sure enough, she's like, wow, it works for this too. So, you know, a hangover or, you know, you've eaten poorly, your kids have a belly ache. Like, I know you do it with all your girls and your husband, right? Your whole family.
Definitely.
Yeah, because it's just, I have everyone trained to do it because, you know, if there's ever a stomach ache or a stomach problem, you know, first thing that goes on is castor oil pack. Yeah. So it helps with all these things too this should just be in your medicine cabinet.
And, you know, another thing that I've been doing that I've loved, and I would love you to talk about this because I learned about this a few years ago from my sister-in-law, I believe. She first put me onto it, was oil pulling. And she was talking about coconut oil and you had to do it for 20 minutes. And I remember going like, no, I tried that once and I got about maybe 5 minutes in and I was like, I'm going to puke. So what is oil pulling? Why to do it? And I've been doing it now every day with castor oil because it's for 2 minutes and it's like life is improved. And I do feel amazing. But talk to us about the benefits.
Yeah, so oil pulling is just an amazing ancient practice as well. All these old things, you know, it's like Mama used to say, do what your grandma used to do, you know?
In my case, I don't think. If you knew my grandmothers, though,
I don't go by that one. We got to say great-great-great-grandparents now.
There you go. Great-great-great-great-grandparents. So this ancient practice actually comes from India, again, before Christ. And it's just basically where you use oils, typically with sesame and coconut oil, as you said. And these oils are great to pull out toxins of areas because typically, toxins are fat-loving. So they'll bind to the fat and they'll come out of the body that way. So oil pulling just basically helps with preventing plaque in your mouth, helping to reset good microbes and good bacteria so you have less cavities. And all you do is you simply swoosh in your mouth and you spit. The great thing is with castor oil, all you need to do is just do it for 2 minutes. And you do that nightly, and you get much more benefit than with coconut oil or with sesame oil. So easy, such a great practice. Really is healing and nurturing for the gums, for the teeth, for the mouth. You just feel really, really good. And it's clinically practiced and trialed, so that's even better. So super amazing what castor oil can do. And that's something, that I do with my brushing my teeth at night. So I'll just brush my teeth, do oil pulling. Some people do the oil pulling before they brush their teeth. However you want to do it. There's no rule on that. Just make sure that you do it at night before you go to bed.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And, when it becomes part of kind of like that daily routine, and, I talk a lot about routines at FitMama. I talked about it in the Love FitMama way. There's a whole chapter all about routines because, our bodies are based on circadian rhythms and natural light and dark and cycles. And we try, in 2019, 2020, and we're all about technology. And I'm the first believer in technology. That's how we're able to be here today, which I'm so grateful. But also we try and outsource our health. And it's become one of those things where we just want to buy gadgets, buy supplements, pay all kinds of money to really just actually not help a whole lot. And what I love that you do is you talk about things like how it stimulates the oxytocin and how that helps with the stress hormone. Talk to us about nitric oxide. I'm really curious about that. I know you talk about that on your page and all your info, and I know this helps. What is that about? Castor oil and nitric oxide, Dr. Marisol?
Yeah, so nitric oxide, for elite athletes, it's actually something they're looking to get as much as they can because it's, number one, it's probably one of the biggest anti-aging molecules for the body. And, number two is that it helps with circulation, it helps with erections, it helps with stimulating sexual tissue, orgasm. Nitric oxide even helps with pooping properly, thank God. Yes. That's what I love about it. So nitric oxide, though, it's not easy to get via food. Typically, beets will be a source of nitric oxide, so I do often recommend beets to be consumed. But castor oil is also another one of the sources of nitric oxide, which is awesome. Supplement ways of getting nitric oxide are super, super expensive, and they don't really work that well because you have the barrier of being able to digest them properly. The reason I say their supplements will work better after they do a castor oil pack is because if your digestion isn't in tune, you're basically spending thousands of dollars on supplements, but maybe getting 20% of them.
Yes. I love that the castor oil is just absorbing through your skin. So there's not that barrier, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So with castor oil, doing a castor oil pack again, or oil pulling, or doing castor oil with the beauty practice, all of this stimulates nitric oxide in the area. So when you're doing it for reducing, fine lines and wrinkles and improving your hair, what you're doing is you're improving the circulation so the nourishment can come to the area and you plump up the skin. In the abdomen, what that translates to is that you get circulation into the area of the abdomen where the bowels are. Nitric oxide actually stimulates the movement of smooth muscle, which is what drives your bowel movements. So it actually gets things flowing in the right way, which is super cool. And then, when it comes to oil pulling, bringing circulation to the gums, the teeth, that just helps with healing, helps with preservation of your mouth. So nitric oxide is probably the number one nutrient antioxidant our body is looking for and wanting in order to prevent aging. And, the best example is, the little blue pill that people use, men use if they're having erection problems, so popular, known as Viagra, right? What that does is that stimulates nitric oxide in the body. Again, just showing and proving that nitric oxide is such an anti-aging nutrient, right? And it just brings circulation to the area and heals the area. So if you look at what castor oil packs and what castor oil provides you in one inexpensive solution, because, it is a gadget that people will buy. But it is an inexpensive solution because if you think about it, it's like getting a melatonin supplement, an oxytocin, hormonal prescription. It's like getting stress reduction techniques, massage.
Wow.
It's like getting nitric oxide supplements. It's like getting essential fats. The end result of castor oil when you take it in topically actually is the same thing that you get when you take fish oils.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the list honestly really goes on. It actually just floors me every time. And I love it because I think these are so applicable, and I can really I just feel a difference. And I know my husband, every night he's like, when am I getting my pack? And it's like our thing, right? So it's cute because, he's into it. And I think it just makes a difference when you share this with someone else, right? Like, I mean, I love when we all can feel good. And I think sometimes, like you said, we look to expensive things and then we go, oh, I can't afford all that or this. This is the most inexpensive way to get all those kinds of benefits. And it's something you can do together as a family for education purposes too, right? Teaching your kids, this helps with your bowel movements. Why is that important? Those are the kinds of things that the kids aren't going to learn what they need to learn in school, right? The kids are not going to learn about their hormones and how to deal with stress in those ways. We are their teachers. And I think the more we can get intimate and connected with ourselves and with our spouse, partner, whomever, and as well our kids, I think it just offers such an opportunity. And I think, you creating this really messless, easy to use castor oil pack for everyone who's been recommended to do them, which is every human on the planet.
Every human, except if you're pregnant.
I mean, I share my hilarious story about getting recommended, in the videos, and you'll have to go to the videos to check those out because we share, there are excuses and we'll always seem to find them. And this is honestly, you really just can't even find one for this. It's like up-level your health, up-level your life, give back to yourself, love the planet, love your health, do it all. Like, let's do it up,
Yeah. Feel good, poop better, sleep better, stress less. Like that's what we all want. And the reality is that these packs, these practices, they create the foundation of our health. So it's like if you build a house, you need to have a strong, solid foundation. You need to do these practices, and you need to be teaching your children these practices too. Because imagine the connection time you would have by doing reading a story and doing a castor oil pack with your child. Imagine if you start doing that early on. How incredible. Like that would set them up and truly tell you like castor oil is the number one thing you want to have in your pharmacy at home because you can do so many different things with it. Like it goes even further that you can do topical creams, mixing castor oil with baking soda for warts or for skin irritations. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? And people can find that on my website or, on all the material that you're going to be sharing with people.
And we'll be linking all that up in the show notes. And, you have such great products. So people are going to want to go to your website and check all this out for sure.
Yeah. There's so much, and it's so great that you're bringing this to your people because, if there's a few things that you can choose to do, castor oil packs would definitely be it.
This would be
exercise
number one.
Would definitely be it. Yeah. And it's like, food, obviously eating good food. I know in clinical practice when patients aren't doing their castor oil packs because their whole treatment protocol isn't working. Would you imagine? Like a whole, $1,000 treatment program isn't working the way that it should. And only because of an inexpensive castor oil pack. Yeah. So it's a no-brainer. It's let's set the foundation. Let's do these little easy practices for people that you can do at bedtime, get you all set up, and get you moving into the best life ever.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. You know what? I love that. I cannot thank you enough for all your wisdom, Dr. Marisol, and for being here today. I know you have so many recommendations for really great health tips, tools with your YouTube or on your YouTube, on your website. We're going to link all that up because from everything to, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, digestion, circulation, the myriad things we talked about in this last little bit, which were really endless, quite frankly, and we're going to keep talking about them, so you won't forget. I really, really, really appreciate all you've done for me and my family. We all feel healthier and better, so thank you. And
you're so welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You're so amazing, and thanks for being here today with us with the FitMamas. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much, Jen. You are the best too. Thank you for what you're doing out there. Lots of love.
Thank you. How awesome was that, right? Such a wealth of information. The amount of benefits that you can have from wearing a castor oil pack, swishing oil in your mouth. I mean, it's incredible. And it's just things that can optimize everything else that you're doing. And I talk to so many fit mamas who are quote unquote doing all the right things, and yet their bodies are not responding in a way that they find favorable. And this castor oil pack is something that for me, I know now castor oil is a part of my daily routine. It's something I don't want to go without because I can tell the difference in my bowel movements. That's one of the biggest things. I've always been a poop and peeker. I like knowing what's in there, what's up, is there stuff in there? I went to an Ayurvedic doctor who, he kind of analyzed things with me and really, questioned, hey, is there stuff in your poop that comes out that is undigested foods or other particles or this or that? And he kind of got me examining that deeper, and everything Dr. Marisol talks about, like go on her website, subscribe to her stuff because her YouTube videos are hysterical. They're awesome. And she's so informative. So she will teach you so much about your own health, and especially around your gut. Our gut is like the center, our core. Why do you think I always talk about it, right? This is the inner size I talk about. And she brought such great evidence forward. And I'm an evidence-based person. I like reading studies. That is like journal articles by my bedside is like goals of life. I love it. I just love it. I like to see all the evidence, and she has curated so much evidence that it's an ancient practice that you can bring into your everyday right now in such a simple way. And, you just have to kind of feel it for yourself, to be honest, in so many ways, but just check the evidence out because I know it will help you no matter what digestive or core issues you're feeling, and so many other parts of your body. So anyway, that is that. Thank you, Dr. Marisol, again for being here. She's amazing. Go get her castor oil packs at the link in the show notes. Forward this episode on to your Fit Mama friends and family members, and please go into where you listen to this episode and please review the show. I cannot emphasize how important this is to the show. I do these every week tirelessly. I love them. I'm gifting them to you so you can learn from all these experts, as well as the many, many, many years of education and experience that I bring. And I love doing these. I absolutely do. The thing I ask for you in return is please just go and give us a review or forward this on to someone else, because I know from the feedback from you that this benefits people. So I am so encouraged to continue doing this, and I have such great experts coming on. I've been interviewing people 2-3 times a week these days. It's been such a zoo in a fun way, with experts all around the world. So it's so incredible to bring these to you. And I have some really good ones coming up over the next 3 months. So please share, please review, please comment, and show me where you are listening from. Snap a shot. Are you listening while you're hiking, biking, running, working out, or hanging in the car? Let me know and tag me at LoveJenOliver on Instagram. I cannot wait to see more from you. Connect with me. Let me know what you need. Fit Mama, have a great day. I'm here for you. Namaste.